Camptown Races.
Yep.
Hashtag doodah. See the link in our description. September 6th, 5K, 10K, 10K relay. It's a fun one. Part trail, part road. Do it.
Muddy.
And then we have another one coming up. If you want to talk about that one, Matt.
The Wyoming Valley Run. It's a 10-miler, and that is a nice, flat, kind of fast course. We did it last year. The people that put it on do a great job. There's lots of people that come out to cheer for you. There's lots of excitement. It's a really great run.
Instagram, X, the big one, YouTube. When you
Running with Maverick and Wolfman. Welcome to the podcast about running, fitness, family, fun, life, and all the adventures that happen. Maverick here.
Wolfman here. Make sure you find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and the big one, YouTube. I always keep forgetting this one, but we're also now on TikTok. Got a lot of TikTok dancing of the Wolfman. Not really. But when you find us on YouTube, please consider subscribing. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the bell. It just helps with things. Helps us and people like you with this great stuff.
Hit the bell. Come on, people.
You can do it. Ding, ding. Bing. If they don't use those sound effects, they should start. I mean, let's be real here. Yeah.
So, Wolfman.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. What are we talking about?
We are talking today about the 5K. I have another wonderful shirt on. If you don't watch us on YouTube, you should, so you can see said fabulous shirt. The 5K. But what more specifically are we talking about with this 5K, Mav?
We are talking about race preparation.
Race preparation. Dun, 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 dun.
That's right. Now, Wolfman, what's important to eat? When is it important to eat before a race?
Oh, when is it important to eat?
And what?
All the time. No. You definitely want to, in my opinion, you want to be kind of loaded on those carbs throughout the week leading up to the race. Kind of topping things off. Maybe an extra bagel or two in the morning, extra potato or two at night. The night before, you're kind of topping things off. And then that morning of, a few more carbs, maybe an extra little carb in your breakfast. Some protein, some hydration is key, especially with all these carbs. You're going to need that water. But that's what I think is important. The carbs, the water, protein.
Okay. Got it.
A little extra. And then
what about Gatorade? Should I be drinking Gatorade?
I would recommend some kind of electrolyte, personally. During the race, it's up to you. I think if you're a higher caliber runner, you really shouldn't need Gatorade during a 5K. If it's your first 5K, maybe it's going to take you a little bit longer. Maybe it's a trail 5K, so it's going to be a little bit tougher. Then you could start dipping into some Gatorade during, but it depends on your ability level. And then I always recommend trying to get the big meal out of the way an hour and a half to 2 hours prior to your race.
Right. Yeah, you need time to digest your food. So whatever you're eating,
Right.
you don't want to be loading up the day of. You want to have enough
Right.
nutrients, you need enough electrolytes to get you through the race, but you don't want to overdo water or food. You want to be, and
Right.
remember, we should be practicing this stuff with
Right.
workouts and absolutely
Right. Right. What about sleep, Maverick? What about sleep before a race?
overrated. Don't need it. Yeah, you want to get sleep. You want to get adequate sleep. You're probably going to have a little trouble getting. Oh, there we go. Just cut that out this time.
Got to pay that
Uh,
electric bill.
it's an intermittent bill. So basically, sleep is good. You want to get some sleep. You want to try to get some rest. Of course, things go on. You have a busy life. You might not get, the recommended sleep. You might be thinking about the race, might keep you up a little bit or get you up early. That's okay. Just try to get adequate sleep so that you're not tired all day long, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think too, like, I don't sleep the night before races. I just don't. Too nerved up, whatever it is, even still. And it's not even the night before. It's kind of leading up to it. As long as you're getting that adequate sleep, like you said, leading into your race. If you're having trouble that night before, don't overthink it. Don't dwell on it. It's probably not going to affect your performance as much as you think it will. Now, if you haven't been sleeping that whole week to 2 weeks to a month before the race, that might affect your performance.
Right, right. Like I said, it's all about getting just enough to get by with the race. So, if the recommended amount is 7 to 9 hours, and you're typically getting, about 7 hours of sleep, and you don't get quite seven, don't sweat it. It's okay. It's okay. You'll get by. But of course, don't stay up all night. That's a bad idea.
Bad idea.
All right. So we covered food. We covered sleep. What about what should I race in? What should I wear gear wise?
Gear wise, man,
Golf shoes, bowling
golf shoes,
shoes,
absolutely. Bowling
flippers.
shoes. Um, no, you want to be in your running shoes. If you plan on wearing a different shoe than what you train in, maybe you're going to wear some racing flats or spikes. Maybe it's a cross country race. Um, Definitely practice in those at some point beforehand. Maybe one of the workouts, like Maverick said, you wear those shoes to see how you feel with them. I recommend never doing anything, never wearing anything that's new the day of a race. If you have a brand new pair of shorts, you've been saving them for race day, probably shouldn't wear those for race day. You should have worn
But
them
why,
before.
Wolfman? Why wouldn't I wear everything brand new the day of the race? I have brand new shoes, brand new
Want,
socks, brand new shorts. I've got it all brand new.
I want to look good. Yeah, I bet you do want to look good, but you also don't want to chafe and things the day of and have blisters and hot spots and things like that. You want to
But
make sure what you
they're
wear is
brand new.
comfortable. Yeah, but it still might have hot spots. The only
I just
time I
cut the tags
recommend,
off.
only time I recommend anything brand new is if it's something you've been wearing regularly and maybe you got a new pair of them, like a new short. But even then, like I buy the same shorts all the time. We've talked about it. Even then, I don't race in a new pair
Right.
unless I've tried them out
I
because
I
you
would
just never
I would
know.
wear them for a training run or maybe even a workout, maybe.
Absolutely.
But I definitely would try to avoid anything new race day.
Yeah.
And blisters are like the worst. So socks, shoes, watch that stuff for sure. And then you just don't know how the outfit's going to work out, what's going to be cool about it, what's going to be bad about it. So definitely wouldn't recommend anything too new. Now, like obviously, like something basic, like if you had a headband or something like that, something like this really minor, you can rip off in the middle of the race if you don't want it. That's different.
Hmm.
Gloves, you know what I mean, like for a cold run. But like you're real close to the body gear I'm talking about, the stuff that like you can't remove. Don't mess with that the day of.
Right. I agree. And you touched a little bit on it. Know what gear you need. Know what the weather's going to be like. Know how many layers you're going to have on or not.
Right,
Um,
right.
if it's going to be wet, bring extra. I always have another bag packed with all the any extra thing I might need. Sometimes you might be all right during the run, and then it rains. You're soaking wet. and that ride home is brutal because it's so cold, so
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Bring dry
Those
stuff.
those marathon blankets are pretty nice too, though.
Yeah, they're pretty slick.
I
These
have one of
ones.
those. I have one of those extra ones like that in the picture there, Wolfman.
It's my wallpaper.
The one time we were coming back from a park and it rained like crazy, and the kids were all cold. We didn't have like the proper gear. We didn't know it was going to rain all day long and whatnot. So we got in the car, they were freezing. So I gave one of those out, right? And then they were like sharing it, and then I just ripped it in half and like started giving people pieces of it.
Yeah, Disney, they gave those out at the end of all the races, and uh, worked out great because it did rain a couple days or one of the days, and so I had those for the kids, and we brought them to the park every day, and the kids wrapped up in them to stay warm in the park. So
Yeah,
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 it's
for
pretty
sure.
fantastic.
Leave that in your car or your
Yeah,
bag.
it is amazing how warm they are.
Right, right, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're pretty cool. All right, what is next?
Well, let's see. We did gear, we did food, we did sleep. What is next?
Oh, what time do I get there at?
Good. That's a good one. Uh,
I don't know when to arrive. Is it like a
whatever time.
flight?
Probably not. Whatever time
Like my
works for
bag's
you.
checked?
Yeah, you got to check the race, and if you're in doubt, email the race director. But they'll have a lot of times they'll have a time the race starts, a time packet pickup ends, and things like that. Um, Begins, all that jazz. If I am always probably overly early myself, but I don't like surprises, and I like to be prepared if something happens along the way. Maybe you get stuck in traffic, you weren't ready for that. Maybe there's a long line in the bathroom, and you really need to go before you run. Um, I
But I
probably
have
get
to
there too
say,
early.
I have to say that it seems like races have finally gotten the message that people would like to use the bathroom at some point. Because back in the day, you'd have to like go find the one bathroom that was like a quarter mile out of the way, and there'd be a huge line, right? And now it's pretty good. There's usually
Yeah,
more restrooms, more availability. I think they've done a nice job with that.
yeah, I think so. My experience too. The longer the race and the bigger the race, the more porta potties they have.
Right, which is great. It's
So
perfect.
disclaimer: this is a joke, but you could always bring a padlock and find a nice clean porta potty and lock it, so you're the only one that can get in there. I don't recommend that. They would not invite you back.
They would not like that.
The race directors might get upset with that, so please don't do that.
Um, so, like, what would you say though? How early do you like to be there? Like, what's your preference?
I am the one that if the buses start leaving at 5:15, I get there at 5:20 to get bussed to the start. So
I thought you're driving the bus.
I'm driving the bus. I get there early. So if and now a 5K I might not as early because the prep isn't as long, but
Less
I
big
like
for
to be
you.
there early. So you got to do what works for you. Some people, if they got there as early as I do, they would be besides themselves by the race starts. So you
Yeah.
know, but I would recommend giving yourself at least an hour for that for everything because that time goes by
Yeah.
quicker than you think. So you want to
Yeah.
go,
I
get
would
checked in,
say
and all that stuff.
good. Like pad a little bit even in there with getting
Yeah,
checked in. If you've got to pick up your
exactly.
stuff,
Exactly.
get your bib and whatnot. Make sure you give a little bit of time for that.
Yeah.
Some time to put your number on, or whatever you've got to put on for the race, and then also to bathroom, visit, talk with people,
Mhm.
figure out where the race starts, little warm up.
Yeah.
An
Yeah.
hour and a half usually is pretty solid for most races. Obviously, something very big though, very monumental, like a Boston or something like that. That's going to be a lot earlier, right?
Yeah, and those bigger races they dictate a lot more of when you need to be where. So, like Boston, for instance, I think every wave I've ever done starts at like 10 or 10:30, but you need to be in that starting area much earlier than that. But they accommodate for that, so they've got food and tents and water and porta potties and all that jazz. And Disney was the same way. Like you needed to be at the starting area, um, you know, well before the race started, and you needed to then be in a different area at a certain time. And if you weren't in that area by that time, too bad.
No, I
You
just
know?
fast passed it.
Yeah, but also know your race. Some races still only have race day sign up, and if your race is like that, you got to account for the registration process, waiting in that line, and in some races are no same day sign up or anything like that. So if you were planning on that and there's no race day sign up, you might have to pick a different race.
I can't agree with that.
So you got
I
to know
might
your race.
I might just want to race that day. Come on, let me in.
Well,
Have my
too bad.
money.
Too bad. Most of them are pretty strict on that stuff.
I know. They kind of have to be.
Oh
it's
yeah,
just too much
yeah,
to start grabbing bibs and then giving packets to people, and it's
yeah.
just too much on them. They did enough work. People, come on, sign up, do it early, at least a week before.
Yeah.
No,
Which, if
probably
you
more
haven't
than that.
signed up yet,
Two
you
weeks
got to
before.
sign up for Camptown races.
Yep,
Hashtag Doodah. See the link in our description. September 6th, 5K, 10K, 10K relay. It's a fun one. Part trail, part road. Do it.
muddy.
And then we have another one coming up. If you want to talk about that one, Matt.
The Wyoming Valley Run. It's a 10-miler, and that is a nice, flat, kind of fast course. We did it last year.
We
The
did.
people that put it on do a great job. There's lots of people that come out to cheer for you. There's lots of excitement. It's a really great run, and they've got some cool stuff going on. They're giving out some sneakers for the team that wins. They're going to give out some Hokas this year. That's pretty awesome.
That is 2 fun races. Maybe you'll see us there at either one of them. Who knows?
Maybe not.
That's how fast
A
we're
lot,
going.
a lot of people that we know run that race. A lot of people that have been on our show as guests have run that race. Um, it's really neat. It's really neat. Try it out, or come out and support if you got nothing going on.
That's right. Hey, you talked about blisters. What can I do to prevent that kind of thing?
Don't get them. Awkward. Blisters. Here we go. What you want to do is make sure your shoes are broken in. You have a good pair of socks. You don't want socks that move around a lot. Everyone has their preference, whether it be cotton or a synthetic or a blend of that, wool, whatever. Whatever you tend to wear, stick with that. Make sure you have a good sock that's not going to move around much. It's going to come up to where you want it to come up on. It's going to cover the areas that are hot spots for getting blisters. Outside of the toes, top of the toes, the bottom, the back, by the Achilles tendon, wherever you're used to getting blisters, make sure the socks fit you well there and don't move around much. Make sure your shoes are tied up nice and tight, but still allowing circulation, right? They should be comfortable, they should be snug, but they should allow you to do what you need to do in them. Is that enough? Should I
I
go
think
on?
so. I
Okay.
think that's good. I think that's good.
Just don't get them. I already said it. If you've already
Yes.
got a blister started, do some prep to try to get rid of it before
Yeah.
the race. There's some things you can put on it. Just kind of go on YouTube and kind of search that and see
Yep.
what comes up. Nothing crazy. Don't listen to someone who's coming up with something,
Yeah.
idiotic. Obviously,
Use
do something that someone
mayonnaise. That's
reliable
a
and
joke.
good and is, accredited, has some credentials is coming up with for that. People used to do some really weird stuff, but yeah, stick to the basics on that.
Yeah, there's plenty of legit products out there for blister prevention, so there's no need to go to Google remedies. There's plenty of
Yeah.
tried and true things.
Right, right, right.
If you're in doubt, send us an email. I'll help you out.
Yeah, I mean, almost every time you get one of those, it's something that you did that was kind of foolish. A lot of times it's something foolish, like they said, that you're running in shoes you shouldn't be running in. You had socks that didn't fit you quite right. You were in a rush. You didn't want to take care of something. There's something in your shoe. Yada yada yada. There's all these kind of things that are preventable, and that's usually where they come from. But
Yeah.
if you do the hard work in selecting the right shoes, the right socks, you'll be all right. Now, with that being said, I just want to say this too: there are certain shoes you don't need to wear socks with. Um, just because I know that's going to come up. But yeah, there are certain ones for certain races and things that you do not need socks. You have to just figure that out based on what kind of shoe it is and what kind of race it is. Okay.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed. And if it's going to rain, you're probably going to get a hot spot or a blister. It's unfortunately, if it rains, that happens. So, use some of those preventative measures and bring dry stuff.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. What about recovery? What should I do to recover?
Run another one. Recovery. Yeah, I mean, usually most people would like a little, either a cool down or a rest afterwards. I'd recommend a little cool down, even if it's just like a half a
Yeah,
mile, even if it's
same.
a walk, something to kind of get the blood flowing and get things moving after the race. It prevents lactic acid buildup. A little jog, like I said, whatever you can muster up afterwards. And then obviously you want to eat healthy after the race. It's going to be tempting to go eat the worst stuff on the planet, but try to eat something healthy first. Okay.
Yeah. Recommend protein.
Oh, you're going to need that.
Yeah, some protein afterwards. It varies what they recommend on how quickly you should get it in you. I try to get it within an hour, but I've read half hour. I've read it doesn't matter, but just get something in you, some protein, shake, bar, whatever it might be, and then they recommend some sugar too, getting some sugar back in you, electrolytes, that kind of thing. So
we got to think back to when we were in college, where we would run races and drive for hours, and then not eat anything basically all day.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. That's awful. That's terrible. Don't go on a bus with a bunch of sweaty people and not have any food for hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, get something healthy if you can. But yeah, definitely get something that's going to give you some calories. You're going to need those.
Yeah. A lot of times they have stuff after the race there for you: oranges, bananas, water, right. Gatorade, whatever it might be. And you can always bring some of your own stuff. I usually have a bag, and or it's in my car of what I'm going to need before and after. I usually have it all in my car, and I usually lay all of that stuff out the day ahead of time. But that's because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something.
Yep. And I mean, you can miss the basics. The basics you can do without, but you don't want to miss the important stuff that you're relying on. That makes it that much easier of a race day. So yeah, be prepared. Get out there. Get everything ready to go. Go over things a little bit. Don't perseverate. Let it go. Smile, laugh, have a good time. Remember that. You're going to do better if you're laughing and enjoying yourself than if you're super nervous and anxious.
Indeed.
Okay? It's wasted energy. Indeed. It's wasted energy.
You've already done the training. You got to just trust it.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself. And then when it's time to go, you'll be ready.
Concur.
All right. Is that all of them? Did we get enough? I don't even know how many we got.
I don't know how many we got either, but we covered pre-race, post-race. I think we're good. If we missed something, shoot us an email. That's the wrong thingy. If we missed something, shoot us an email. RunningwithMaverickandWolfman at yahoo.com. Or if you have any tips and advice of your own, send
it. Which I'm sure you do. Send them in.
Send it our way.
Guys, get out there, get that race done. Take the advice. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the run. Thanks for listening. Maverick and Wolfman running out.